changing topics a little bit. I understand that you're an artist. Can you tell me how that's informed your political views?
Yeah. Well, I started off more as a drawing because I grew up as an only child. I have two half brothers and two half sisters. I keep in contact with them, but I don't see them as often. My Zuniga brothers, they're my original Bernie bros. Chris Zuniga and Sergio Zuniga, a little shout out to them, for keeping everybody informed in their areas too. And much love there. But growing up by yourself, you got to take up hobbies, So I drew with crayons, pencils. It's basically self-taught. And even in high school as a junior, I was entered with one of my pieces. It's like a cheetah or leopard, I forget. And I got it from a national choir. It competed against 60 schools. But at the time, I wasn't informed by my high school teacher, but I got second place, and I was the only high school student in the whole contest. Everybody's university and college. So that's something I'm pretty proud of there. And then as I learned history through our schools, I never really trusted politics. I was really against it. I was always really anti-political. I was a Democrat because I was a Democrat because I was a lesser of two evils choice. I always looked into other parties. I was always interested in the Green Party. Actually, I felt like they're one of the ones that had the closest values that I represented. So it's just you never knew how to get involved at that point, or you just figured it was hopeless. And then every time I talked to people, I wore a tin hat. I'm a conspiracy theory guy. Da 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 da. It was until Bernie knocked the conspiracy theories out and knocked the tin hat off my head that people actually respected me a little more now. And they value a lot of my judgment. I was even talking about 9/11 the next day. But back to the artist form. As I got more and more anti-political, and my forms of protests and rallies were like System of a Down shows and Rage Against the Machine shows, and I graduated in '93, so that was around the time that was really the political education that we were getting. Bands like that some people it was too wild or crazy for, but that's how we had to secretly deliver messages to inform people. So. I went from that to going to Bernie's rally, I'm like, wow, this is the new System of a Down show, revolution. This is because he was a rock star. He'd come out and people would go crazy, and you'd feel the energy, and you'd see every race, all walks of life, gay, punk, suited, anybody and everybody was there. And it was amazing, and there was so much love, and you never heard of people getting arrested and violent at a Bernie show. I mean, not show, but rally, and it was amazing. But again, back to the political and art. Around that time, right after high school, through my college years, I would talk more and more about it, and then I finally, in 2003, established what I try to do as a clothing line. And it was called FTG Worldwide, Fix the Government Worldwide. And I had shirts, like one of my early shirts said, fact, Democrats suck and Republicans swallow. And I had a picture of Uncle Sam, and he was like this, like focusing on his hand. And it had the classic little round bomb with the Mitch over it, right? And he's so focused on the bomb that he doesn't realize that the Mitch is lit on the other side and it's about to blow up in his face. And, now we fast forward, 15 years, in the future, and it's blowing up in his face right now. Like the wars, the bombs, everybody's fed up. It's actually happening. But yeah, that was one of the things that I was trying to promote at the time. As a matter of fact, I have one of my stickers on me. I just remembered. So it says, "Fix the Government Worldwide, established in '03," and this is my only weapon against a world full of corrupted governments. The peaceful revolution has started. It is time to stop being scared of these self-proclaimed leaders of our lives and take charge. We will not kill, for we refuse to become them. No flag, no land, no man is worth the bloodshed in the name of greed and power. Love will be victorious. You're now an FTG soldier. Be proud. So
Nice.
and this was my label that I would actually have it on fabric, at the bottom of the shirt. Yeah, and then I'd have the little label with FTG on the collar and stuff. But it was so expensive to get these shirts done that that's why it was hard to keep it up. I sold maybe four or 500 uh, units from the truck of my car. One of the most popular ones that I would sell out every time as soon as I get a shipment, it was gone. It was for the ladies, and it said, "Why can't I be president?" And the T was actually the female symbol, cut into the T. And inside the circle, I had my little FTG logo in there. But it was a simple little question, and it was black with hot pink before it became like real popular. And it's almost like I feel someone out here, because in LA, trends happen quick. So some of my shirts were being worn. I'm sure someone cut onto it. And another thing that I had on the shirt that was my idea that I started seeing people use after too was my logo. I put at the bottom, where girls would put their tattoos at the bottom of their back. I had the logo on the bottom of the shirt there, and then I started seeing shirts doing it too. And I swear I was one of the first ones to do these things, But I don't have thousands of shirts out there that you're like, oh yeah, I seen an FTG shirt, but it was funny because when my friends or family would wear them, that's how I would get the sales. Because, we didn't have social media at that point. I didn't have Facebook. I didn't have Bernie Sanders, which I try to tell Kenneth, how much of a gift that is for him. Because, I see his passion. That was the same passion I had at his age before you get more and more disenfranchised. So I worked so hard so this kid won't get disenfranchised because, he still has that energy and the charisma and that power that he can make the change by the time he gets to my age where he's going to probably be teaching other people to do it, So that's why I work so hard with him, and I'm so involved in this campaign now, even more than mine, because I got time for mine. His is coming up before mine. So we got to get to work for all of us, But yeah, so my shirts, 2003 is when I started getting most of these out, and I think I finally, I started the idea and the concepts and everything in the design. I think it was until 2005 that I actually started selling them, 2004, 2005, and I just couldn't keep up. And whenever someone said that they would be willing to invest into my company, we would sit down and they liked the controversy. They knew it sold and stuff. And I tell them, hey, if it ever gets out and it gets big and they say, I have a controversial line, that's when I want to release my controversial line. And then they would look at me like, well, what is this? And I would show them, and that's probably when I'd scare them off. I would never hear from them again. They were probably too scared to poke those kind of buttons, But one of the shirts that in the controversial line was, I fought in and all I got was this lousy T-shirt, and all the O's were bullet shots, and it's on the back, and there's an image of an older gentleman in a members-only jacket with his hands over his face because he's crying. He's in front of the Washington Memorial, probably remembering some of the names of his fellow troops that went down. But under that, I have the number that says over 3.5 million lives lost, which is more than it's around 4,000 or more, almost 5,000 on the wall. But there's 3.5 million lives lost worldwide in that war. And that's what we don't talk about. And we try to, and again, we try to build a wall to ignore it, So that's the image. So it goes from kind of being funny, but then you're kind of, hey, that's not really funny though. And then you see the shirt and then you're like, oh man, that's heartbreaking. It's cringing. Then you see the number and you're like, oh man, that's disastrous. And at the bottom, it says genocide with the question mark. And that was one of my controversial shirts, And I said that any non-vet would get it for free. So if I knew a non-vet personally or someone introduced me to one or anything, if I was able to get the company going, obviously. But I never even got to print out one of those shirts, which I hope one day I could, Maybe now with social media and stuff, someone watches this and they get interested and maybe they want to go in on it with me. I still have that on the shelf for sure. It's all about educating people.
Maybe it's time to bring the company back.
Yeah, I mean, like the fact Democrats said Republicans swallow shit, that they love that, especially at the time, with 9/11, and all that stuff was going on, and at first, I was the very next day after the 9/11, I was already at my job. I was already conspiracy theory, like look. That seems really weird. Those buildings went straight down. I seen plenty of Vegas demolitions and and you really gotta. There's more to this, Like people are like seriously, like there's something, we had to be involved for it to go straight down like that, you know? Oh man, how could you? It's too early for this, you know? Like, come on, can you at least warn? And I'm like, we need to figure out what's going on because it's happening. You know, what if it keeps, you know, and that was my attitude, you know? And people are looking at me like I'm doing an injustice to all of us because I'm asking questions and I'm trying to, and now everybody respects me a little more. Like, well, what else do you know? And where do you get your information from? And, you know, and like, I always looked at the news with this whole like mindset where, what are you trying to hide from me? You know, what is all this money that's going into this, this commercial here, trying to pay these people to tell me something for, you know, like, why are they distracting me here? Because, you know, I just realized that something's going on over there. They're not even talking about it. And I thought that was newsworthy, you know, and things like that. And then this year alone, with my involvement with Bernie, my goal was to prove to a lot of my friends and family that I've known for ages that I told, why do you trust a guy that's getting paid by the same two parties to lie to you so you can get scared or whatever they're going to do to you so you don't get involved or anything than me, your coworker, your friend, your family who loves you, who will take a bullet for you, maybe 2, 3, you know, like I'm willing to fight for you, but yet you trust someone you never met personally in your life that, you know, and you look at me like I'm the crazy one because you give them all the credit. Guess what? The weatherman's wrong half the time. And you know what? You only have to be right half the time too, predicting the weather. It's either going to rain or the sun's going to come out in California, you know? And right now we're getting way more rain than usual. So it's funny. But I don't see the weatherman getting penalized for being wrong. And I don't see these reporters getting penalized for lying. And I see them promoting fake news all day. And they even promoted the whole fact of fake news and blamed us for it when our live streams can't be edited, but they can be blocked. Like they blocked our live streams when we walked out at the convention. You know, we're over here thinking we're doing it justice for everybody and letting everybody know how half that arena just disappeared, you know, as soon as Bernie let us go. Because we weren't going to fight for her the way we fought for Bernie because nobody fought for her the way people fought for Bernie. I didn't see anybody knocking at my door for Hillary Clinton. I didn't see anybody calling my house for Hillary Clinton. You know, I didn't see that. I didn't see murals being put on walls. I didn't see freeways getting lit up. I didn't see people out on the streets for Hillary Clinton. I couldn't even see half of a basketball court at the local high school gym get full for Hillary Clinton, even when Bernie endorsed her. Our God, Bernie. Well, Bernie, he gave her his blessing, and her slave was so bad that she was so full of sins that she couldn't walk the holy life. You know, it was so bad that Bernie is the one that got invited to the Vatican out of all the Christians running. The Jew gets invited to the Vatican to speak on equality. So, you know, it just shows. I mean, some of the most logical reasons are out there, and people are too blind by the mess that the news brings. Take the veil off, people. Listen to the people that love you and care about you. You know, I don't even know you, and I love you more than those people. You know, like that's the reality. I wouldn't be out there risking the fact that I could get arrested, you know, getting followed around by Secret Service in the park at night in RFK after I gave a rally speech. You know, where I wasn't sure if they're going to take me out right then and there and, you know, and put me under the rug. You know, it's that scary. But these are the risks and the chances I take knowing that I missed my 1 month, you know, birthday or, you know, the 1 month of birth, you know, my daughter's first month, you know, after being born, I had to be in Philly with this fiasco, you know, and to me, was it worth it? Was it worth being away from my daughter? Well, it wasn't really the fact that I missed the memory of sharing that day with my daughter as much as the importance that it meant to me to be there to make a difference for our future. You know, this is one, you know, and I didn't miss her second month, third, fourth, or fifth, you know, all the way to the 8th. I've been there for every month since. But that, you know, that was more than just for her birth. You know, it was for all of us. You know, I was yelling. We weren't afraid. Secret Service, we were in the sniper fire when we walked out. You know, I mean, they didn't shoot, but there were snipers on the roof. Hillary claims to be under sniper fire, but she photo-opped with a little girl. You know,